χωριό μου, με πόνο και με δάκρυα, σε φέρνω στο μυαλό μου.
Thousands of pictures, millions of sounds, countless flavors, a complicated riddle, an ambiguous oracle, a secret well kept. Karpathos. Welcome! The effort to come here will be rewarded generously. Situated in the heart of the Carpathian Sea, between Rhodes and Crete, in one of the most difficult crossings of the Aegean. Here, where dancing has no coquettish air or figures, it rigidly throbs while the knees shake the body entirely. The women here dress daily with their traditional costumes: white blouses, kerchiefs, passoumia, traditional shoes, golden florins on their chests. Here, where the famous Kathistoglendi, seated festival, that is, with lyres and tambounis takes place. Here, where the residents speak a rather peculiar, musical in a sense, language with Doric elements. Often not always understood, but for sure familiar. Here, where the houses decorated with local, handmade woven textiles and needlework look like small museums. This is Karpathos. Like its dances, introverted but also open-hearted, wild but also hospitable, proud, grand, authentic, a true experience of a lifetime. Unforgettable for whoever makes the effort to take a good look with their eyes and their soul wide open. Mythology wants Karpathos to be the home of the Titans. First resident was the Titan Grécko, Son Uranus, which means sky, and Gaius, earth. The old residents of the island, as tradition says, stole the gods of Olympus and brought them to Karpathos. That's why they were named Arpathei, Karpathei, Carpathian. Mythology also wants the island the place of hospitality for the giants, also children of Gaius. The son of Neptune, Proteus, also lived in the Carpathian Sea. The goddess Athena was brought up here. Prometheus, the god thief, who stole the fire from Zeus so he can offer it to the people, also lived on the island. Literature's testimonies mention Minoan sovereignty on the island. Later on it was colonized by the Argives. Homer called the island Karpatho. The Dorians brought great prosperity to the island. It was at this time that had 4 cities of importance. This is why during this period the Dorians called Karpathos Tetrapolis, meaning 4 cities. These cities were the following: Pathidion or Poseidion, Archesia, Vroucous and Nisiros. The last is a small rocky island north of Karpathos, which is now called Saria. Karpathos had the same fate as the rest of the Dodecanese islands, accepting successive conquerors. During the Middle Ages, the island was renamed Skarpantos. From the mid of the 16th century, the island was conquered by the pirate Barbarossa. He later handed Karpathos over to the Turks. The last didn't live on the island, but only collected taxes. They kept the island under their rule for almost 4 centuries. It is the time of the revolt in 1821 that Karpathos raised the Greek flag. Lastly, in 1912, they were taken over by the Italians. This is where many Carpathians fled to so they can get involved in building enterprises. This was followed by a wave towards America. Many Carpathians left to go to Canada, Australia and Rhodesia. Fewer had Europe as a destination. As far as away as they had gone through, they had Karpathos deeply rooted in their heart. They never abandoned the island, however far away as they were, and they always developed big action. During World War II, the island was taken over by German army, which joined forces with the Italians. The German troops withdrew on October 4, 1944. One day later, the Carpathians began first in all of the Dodecanese islands the revolution against their conquerors. Karpathos is considered an island for tourists that know what they're looking for, and it is. Although you do not notice with a glance, Karpathos is a unique botanical and zoological paradise. Looking carefully at the rocks on the shores, you can't miss the Mavropetriti, black rock bird, and the Aegean seagull. In the beach caves, if you're lucky, you will fall upon a seal, Monachus mollachus. There are quite a few that live around the island. Besides, Karpathos is the third area of the country where these Mediterranean seals reproduce. Karpathos is also a welcoming passage for the immigrant birds. The flora on the island is as generous as the fauna. The center region of the island, in Spoa, Mesochori and Pyles, is dominated by a wonderful dense forest. Rich vineyards and fruit trees cover a great part of the island. As for those who love action, Karpathos has many challenges, even for the more demanding. Mild mountain climbing on Lastos, the highest mountain on the Dodecanese islands. Climbing fields in Kira Panaya. Windsurfing in the renowned beaches in Afiarti. Long walks in one of the many footpaths, which are map recorded, like the ravine of Laskia, or the journey from Agia Kyriaki to Lariniotissa. A ride to the small island of Saria, on the northern end of the island, with a small boat from Pigadia or Diafani, will persuade even the most mistrustful that Karpathos is a virgin island. Swim in deep blue water next to rocky caves. Explore the strange buildings with the cone-like and semicircle roofs, which were probably built by Saracen pirates, and to walk in the ravine of Endi. Do not hesitate to walk while in Karpathos. Try the rocky but passable journey from Avlona to Vrokunda, the most northern part of the island. Your look should be on the standby so you don't miss the Hellenistic graves which are carved into the rocks above the beach and the atmospheric underground church. As for swimming, whatever you could possibly ask for you can find it on the island. Wide sandy beaches, small stones and crystal clear water in Ahata, Apella, Kirapanaya, Agiomina, Nati and Forokli. The windsurfers love the waves in Agrio Laopotamo in the south, but the swimmers vote for Michaliou ton Kippo, Michael's garden, and the crystal water in the Akofti. The more popular beaches are located in the tourist resorts, in the small bays of Amopi, in the big sandy beaches in Lefkos, in Agios Nikolaos, St. Nikolaos, and of course in Pigadia. Karpathos will not disappoint the even more demanding tourists, the one who are searching for archaeological beauties. A visit to the museum will instigate you to the pro-history and the history of Karpathos. Crossing the island, you can see the monuments that are left. The chamber tombs in Arcassa and Pigadia, the 18 old Christian royals which are known today, like Agia Fotini or Afati, which is a little out of the capital. Vivid monuments are also the old olive presses, the water mills, the windmills, the rural settlements and the stables. And it is not only this. The things you can see on the surface of the island. There is also a magical, underground world that waits patiently for you to discover it. For example, the unrivaled beauty of the cave Limniatis, a little out of a prairie. A traveller's night is just as fulfilling as the day is, and maybe even more. Your choice is countless. An intense nightlife in the modern clubs around the capital, or a quiet drink at one of the more calming bars.